Truly it must be said that this is a most glorious day to venture forth for God and country. I must truly thank Sir Arthur for telling me about this dungeon, so conveniently located right next to Lord Memphis's estate. Truly a most foul, repugnant air here. Such ravenous beasts perforating this sanctuary once sacred to the king. But now it is a place for I, Sir Memphis, good noble knight errant of the Curry Kingdom, to ply my trade. Now, where was that boss room? Ah, there you are, foul knave. Prepare thyself to be trounced.
Hello, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to check this out. The show where we take a look at whatever deck we want to take a look at and have ourselves a good old time about it. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at a deck I didn't think I'd be playing in a long time. It's Generators. This is an archetype that back a few years ago I despised this archetype when it was like in its heyday. But, you know, we're taking a look at Generators today, taking a fresh look at Generators. We're looking at them objectively as a bunch of monsters that rely on their field spell. But as long as the field spell's in play, we keep generating boss after boss after boss, hitting our opponent really darn hard. So we got our general generators of the various monsters that we summon out. But we also have some interesting text in here, such as the Wing Kuriboh level 9. This is Generator's secret boss monster that nobody knew about. It's another level 9 monster that does have some synergy with this deck. It does have some things that can combine with what generators normally like to do. And it's an interesting little tech against certain decks. So we're going to be heading out into EDO Pro, that Wild West Yu-Gi-Oh! Show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. Have ourselves a good old time playing some generators and having our Wing Kuriboh boy soar into the action. So, of course, you want the whole deck list. It's going to be at the end of the video as always. But for now, let's head on into it and show off what this baby can do. Alright, everybody, our first opponent, another day, another card game, and with our turn, we want to go first as often as possible. This is a generator deck. Going first, not 100% necessary, but it's something we prefer to do, because we do rely on a field spell to get things started, and we do have our field spell. Opening hand's not perfect by any means, but it's got potential. Does have potential, otherwise I still would have really preferred going first, like I said. It's what you like to do with this deck. So we're up against some kind of dark magicians. Those bloody tryhards, dark magicians. Nothing against you guys, just like every time I see dark magicians, they're trying to impress me with all their combo wombos. But it'll never work. Alright, so Magician Souls is on the board. I'm really waiting for him to use this thing's effect. Yeah, there we go. That's when you hit him with this. Even though I see the tank. I can't stop the tank. Oh, you got them both? You got them both? What a... How lucky can you get? How lucky can you get? You got both in the opening turn. I mean, he will still get some stuff. He is going to add a toy box. And he can tribute this to do more stuff. But at least I stopped him from drawing two. It's better than nothing. Better than nothing, so... Tricky. Certainly a tricky one. What are you going for now? Dugares? Frickin' Dugares. Alright. Interesting. Oh, you're still gonna draw two cards. Okay. Alright, well, my opponent certainly has his draw engine on point. I mean, I got some draw, too. I got my Kujikiri Curse. Little level 9 discard draws me two more cards. Got myself my triple tactical talents if that doesn't work. Got my field spell. See, that's the thing about Generator. Well, I like to go first. Because then I can show off a field spell. You know? When my opponent adds card from deck to hand once per turn. You know? Doesn't matter how. Drawing it in the normal draw phase, searching a card, etc. Then boss stage will let me summon out any generator from my deck. And then I swarm the board with tokens. Which I can then use for all my generator monsters' effects. It's pretty neat. It just requires you to go first. Because obviously it's a field spell. You mean, there's ways of making my opponent draw cards, and then I get effects anyway, but it takes a bit of setting up to do that. A little bit of gift of greed shenanigans, that sort of thing. So the question is, what are you going to make? Little Knight? Barricade board blocker. Interesting. Interesting choice, actually. Why did you go for Borg Blocker? I guess he wants to have some setup in case I get rid of the toy, I guess. Only thing I can think of. Anyway, Generator boss stage on the board. We're set there. Let's go ahead and use Vala, the Sadir of the Generator bosses. She's basically one of our one-card start-em-ups. You know, discard a Generator card, summon her out, and hey, I can just bring back my level 9 boy that happened to be sent to the graveyard. Very nice. So, now that I've done all of that, let's go ahead. I need to double check. Let's see. Cards from any field and or... Yep, I would love to do that. So we're going to go for this guy, the first of our bosses, which is Levation, the Generator boss of the Shadows. He's a pretty neat dude. He's a quick effect, but we're going to use him now. We're going to tribute him off, and we get to exceed into Jormungandr, the World Serpent, our big boss. And then I can attach any cards on the board to my Generator Snake as materials. It's pretty neat. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and take your toy box. And I'm going to take... I wish I could just click the card. I think this is the one I want. Yes. This guy seems to like his spells. Indeed. Oh, I got rid of the Super Poly. Nice. So we're going to use Jormungandr's other effect. Both players are going to get to draw a card. Then both players must attach material to Jormungandr. And my opponent surrenders. Ah. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, that makes for a good practice duel. We'll do a bonus one, of course. But you get the idea of what Jormungandr is about. He's our main form of interrupting the opponent, screwing them over, that sort of thing. And he also will help me go boss stage, because my opponent just drew a card, so I was going to get a boss, bunch of tokens. He lost his toy box, so I was just going to get to run over everything he had. So, probably not an OTK, but it would have been pretty darn close. It would have been pretty darn close. So, you get a perfect understanding of what generators in of themselves are about. You know, just get out with Jormungandr. Start spamming out his effects, stealing your opponent's stuff, making them attach cards to him as a material. That sort of thing. So, let's go for duel number 2. Show up more what this deck can do. We have a lot of generators, a lot of different effects that they can do. And we still need to see our win Kuriboh boy. So, duel 2 incoming. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go do it again. But this time I'd like to go first. If you don't mind, sir. I don't get to go again. Sometimes with this game. All right, what do we have for opening hand? It's not bad. Not great, but not bad either. Good for going second, I'll say. In terms of going second, I can live with this hand because I got an imperm. You know, a little bit of interrupt on my opponent in case I happen to know, boy. Oh no, it's anti-meta. Oh no. What do we do? Oh, great. It's the anti-meta. Whatever will I do? It's almost like I have an impermanence. Alright, well, we'll stop Jaugen the Spiritual. Oh, my lord. People are still doing this sort of thing. Normal summon Jaugen. Opponent can't play. Incorrect, sir. I could normal summon. I have Lopter. He's not in my hand right now, but I have a Lopter. And we're going to use World Legacy's Burgeoning. This is one of our best cards, because not only can it special summon any level 9 monster from our hand, but if I have a level 9 on the board, I can summon out 2 others from my deck. Now, they do have to have different types and attributes, but luckily all the generators have different types and attributes, so it's all good. Let's see here. No, if I had any other generator, I could go for Chaos Angel, but sadly, can't do that. I would like to do that, but I can't do that. So let's just attack our opponent with Needhog, and we'll attack with Fenrir. You know, hit my opponent really hard, cross the jowls for daring to summon out Jaugen. You think you're Bakura or something? Wasn't Bakura played this card? I think it was. I don't know. Joey played Fiber Jar one, so I can't judge that too much. Anyway. Anywho, we'll end our turn for now. And we're going to be okay, because if my opponent would special summon, I can tribute Needhog here to negate a summoning. So I'm going to activate World Legacy's Burgeoning right now. Just in case. So we're going to summon out 2 level 9 monsters. The monsters we'll get are Wing Kuriboh level 9, and we're going to get Mendel. Because Mendel will search us a card, or at least it ought to, unless there's a timing issue. But, you know, Mendel here, when this gets normal or special, gets me a generator card. So, okay, yeah, that'll work, that'll work. What does it do? Banish a spellbook from hand or the grave, target a card, and blow it up. Gotcha. Alright, so we'll go for Mendel And I don't trust you, so I'm just gonna banish you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you worth nothing. So I'm gonna get the trap. Generaider boss fight. I could just get the field spell, but this will get me the field spell and force my opponent to draw a card. That's the neat bit. So what do we got? Temperance of Prophecies. Prophecies. Alright. I mean, you'll get your spell. You'll make yourself bigger, but all your spells... I got kuriboh level 9. Any spell you play, I can, in fact, banish. Any spell. Actually, funnily enough, if this duel had gone a different way, late game, kuriboh does get 500 attack for every spell the opponent's grave. So kuriboh level 9 can be actually huge against, you know, any deck that relies on lots of spells in the grave, or just uses lots of spells in general. Really good tech to use against, like, Sky Strikers and the like. Because I can either, you know, banish all their spells, or plus off of their spells. I'd say the banishing would be better against Sky Strikers, but that's just me. No! Leave my boy alone! You monster. He was going to get destroyed in the end phase anyway. You whore. How could you do this? Let's see. Now, he did special summon the whatchamacallit this turn, so I don't think he can use Temperance this turn. Pretty sure that's how that works. Pretty sure. I mean, he will get another Spellbook. Can't stop that, sadly, but it's a start. It's a start. It's a start. What would I really like? I would really like Vala right now, because Vala's like the best generator, like main deck monster in terms of setting up your boards. You know, I can just discard my Generaider boss fight, much as I like it. Get out Vala, bring back Martel next turn, get my field spell anyway. That's what you like to see. That's what I like to see. Now, what is my opponent gonna do? I mean, he started out with this little Jowgen thing. I guess Jowgen plus Temperance is like some kind of anti-meta combo. I don't know. What was the other spell this guy is? Spellbook of Fate. Spellbook of Fate. He has 2 Fates and a Power. Okay. Fascinating. Fascinating indeed. So what else are you going to do? Get Blue Boy? Alright. My opponent, he's very confident he's going to survive this next turn. They are very, very confident in that. Okay. First off, of course, we're going to use Fenrir. Just deck thinning, general thing. I mean, we don't need all these Fenrirs. Only really need one. But always nice to have a spare, just in case. And we're going to set our trap. And let's see. Like, I think that's fine. I think we're good. Because, yeah, he will survive this. He wasn't wrong about the whole surviving part. What my opponent was not aware of is the fact that he's still kind of screwed. Because while he may have slain my kuriboh, kuriboh's, his legacy will live on. I activate Generaider's boss fight. And I'll get the field. And my opponent gets another draw, but like I said, my opponent draws a card. Heyo, I got a monster. In this case, we're going to get Har. He's our Omni Negation guy. So we use Boss Rush here. And we're going to get 2 tokens. And I can use these tokens for whatever. I can use them for Needhog's effect. Use them for Har's effect. Whatever need be. You know, Har can tribute 2 Generators. Negate a card. Needhog can just... Again with this thing. Stop trying to make Jowgen cool. Stop it. Stop it right now. What is your obsession with this man? Is it because of his fancy hat? I won't deny he has a nice hat, but you can't be obsessive with this dude. What are you gonna do now? Silent Magician. Let's see. Let's see. What is it? Okay, hold on. Let me just double check. Negate and destroy. This guy's destroyed. Summons a magician. I mean, I could do that. Yeah, why not? I tribute Needhog to negate the summon. And since your summon was the... I don't think this thing will come back, but even if it does, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, to be fair, I kind of wish kuriboh was still alive. I was really hoping for another burgeoning, but there you go for duel number 2. An interesting opponent, I guess. A little bit too happy to drop those Jowgens on the board. I guess he was hoping to bait me out there. But we'll take Har. We'll slap this dude upside the head and say, GG to you, sir. Better luck next time. So, There you go. That's a little bit better. We got our generators on the board again, and when Kuriboh showed up, you got an idea of what he's about. Like I said, there's a lot of things that Wing Kuriboh level 9 can do. And it all depends on the opponent. You know, if this had gone a different way, I could have just been banishing all of his spells. I could have been plussing off all of his spells, whatever happened. So let's go ahead for duel number 3. Show off a little bit more. There's still a lot of extra deck to do. Still a few more main deck boys to do. I haven't summoned out Utgarda. So let's go for duel 3. See what happens. All right, everybody. Our third opponent, the fight in third. Very appropriate duel for a deck that's all about boss fighting. So all we really need is just go first. I just want to go first one time today. Don't you love it when you want to go first and the game just wants you to go second all day? I mean, it's not like this is a bad hand by any means. It's just a matter of I'm not getting to go first, and we're up against Snake Eyes? Probably. Possibly. Oh, it's hard to say. I don't know. Let's see. Add Azamina card. Okay. What on earth is this? Performa Pals. Azamina card. What the heck is it? Azamina. 5 rainbow. Oh, is this like 5 rainbow lock or whatever? Possibly. That might be part of it. I don't know. But this is part of the Azaminas. Oh, Lord, I don't know anything about it. I know they exist. It's like a fusion archetype based around Diabellstars. Something like that, but I cannot for the life of me remember what these are about. Monster opponent controls 500 attack, defense route, Azamina you control, which is like the 1. This is fusion, added Azamina, or sinful spoils. Get cross sheep. Okay. Let me guess. That's going to let you get the spell back. Cool. And you just play it again? That's craziness. Okay, I'm putting a stop to this. Wing Kuriboh level 9! Drop to the board. I'm banishing your spells. Now, granted, he's still going to be able to... what, do another fusion summon? But now these spells are banished, and he can't get them back. At least not for the moment. Very nice. And I may or may not have just interrupted something. I think I did. Oh, yeah. Take that, whatever nonsense you are. I banished your spells. I stopped his fusion summon. Yeah, he's got Little Knight, and he's still going to be able to do stuff. But I can get around a Little Knight, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so how does this card work? So I just have to set a card, and I can use my monster effects. Gotcha. Gotcha. So if I just, like, special summon Castor Fenrir, then I can just beat over Little Knight, and then I can just do my turn. Let's give it... oh, wait, I have no face downs. That's right. I'm dumb. I rushed that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to admit I rushed that, and I should not have done that. All right. Messed up just slightly. But it's okay. Let me think about this. Yeah. I forgot. I got rainbow locked, and I feel dumb. I feel dumbski. But let's use Fenrir and see what happens. That's what's going to happen. Okay, interesting. Interesting indeed. All right, let's go Vala. Good old Satyr of the Generaider Balsas, and she'll summon out another monster. And we'll see where this goes. I mean, yeah, he's going to banish my Vala, but that doesn't matter. I'll still get a monster. I still have Utgarda. I just feel dumb because I could have gotten rid of a Little Knight and, like, done better. I just kind of got really I got a little excited there, not gonna lie. Let's see. Anybody affects a monster with these eyes or more attack. I don't know if Typhon is gonna work against this. Then again, I don't know everything about this archetype, so I could be wrong. But I think I'm just gonna end my turn for now. I mean, SP Little Knight will come back. Vala will come back. Or at least she should have come back. I guess it doesn't matter too much. More annoying than anything. Alright. Well, I still get Har. I get Hardy Har, the Omni Negation. And no, I'm good. I'd like to get a bunch of tokens, though, because now we have a Negate. And I also have Utgarda, which I can just banish any card on the field. So, that'd be good. Alright, Diabellstar. Okay, let me double check something. No, that doesn't work. Let's see. This card, add a magician continuous spell from the deck to the hand, you say. Let me think about. Let's see, what does this do? Create a monster from hand or field, add an Azamina card. Interesting. And this is adding a continuous spell. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to tribute these two. I'm going to banish this continuous spell. Let's see where this goes, because he'll get the right hand, which is a little annoying, I suppose, but he's going to get another Sinful Deception. That's fine. I'm going to use Horror's Effect. He has to send Diabellstar to the graveyard, basically. He has to send a monster from hand or field to the grave, and he only had a monster in the hand. So with Gucci. And my opponent surrenders! Pathetic. Dude, there was so much... Okay, I guess technically I had like more than enough damage to one-shot this dude. I have a set card too. So, you know, once I remember how this bloody thing works, it's not that hard to get around. You just have to set one card. That's it. That's all you need to do. I guess if this was combined with like some more, it could be like way worse. But my opponent didn't have some more that I knew of. So there you go. So, good for duel number 3. Now, these duels are going pretty dang quick, not gonna lie. But we do have time for one more. We do have time for one more because they are going fairly quickly. So let's go for one more duel. Show off one more shot at the good old Generaiders, and just have a good time. You know, so I'm having a good time. Surprisingly, I thought I'd be up in chucks having to be playing Generators again. Just like I don't like seeing Generators, but they're growing on me. There you go. All right, everybody, our fourth and final opponent, last chance at romance. Can we go first? That's all I want to know. Thank you. Okay. Almost took a second there for a second. Okay, going first. And we got the hand, baby. This is exactly what the hand I want to see. Good old Generator's boss stage. When I set a couple cards, a little reverse psychology. They expect you to set the important stuff first. You wait a second, then you set the other card. If he blows up Waking the Dragon, I'm pretty dang set. You know, because I'm going to get everything I want. I'm going to bring out big old monster. Stop my opponent in their tracks. But let's use Generated boss stage. And we're going to start with Har. Just have like that little interrupting of my opponent and get me my big old tokens. Just get a bunch of little tokens on the board. I never understood what these tokens are supposed to be, but, you know, they're generated tokens. That's all they need to be. So, you know, it's weird. I used to hate playing up against Generators, but now here we are playing them, and I kind of enjoy what I'm seeing. I'm enjoying this stuff. Let's see. What does it do? Add a okay, you know what? Go ahead. Have your search. It's fine. Go ahead. Valkyries. I haven't seen these in years, man. It's so... Oh, I could have... Oops. I should have used Har's Effect. I could have forced him to ditch a monster, but I did a oopsie. I did a slight oopsie. Declare a card. Reveal the top card opponent's deck. Okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. You see, if my opponent adds a card from deck to hand except their drawing phase, like now I can do this. Here we go. Let's use Har's Effect. My opponent must now send a monster from field or grave or their hand to the grave. Got rid of Seish. Okay. Makes sense. What does this one do? Cannot target Valkyries with card effects. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Declare a card name. Target a set card upon controls. Reveal the set card. I'm gonna imperm now. Might seem silly. But this way, he can't use Verde's guidance. Can't use that no more. And now he's going to go for this thing, Sigrun. Let me think. Will I use Sigrun's effect? Let's see. Summon this card. Summon another Valkyrie from the deck. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, here's what we're going to do. How much attacks does this thing have? 2,200? That's not that bad. Oh, I'm so spoiled for choice. I have so many things I can do. Because I can negate this thing, or I could not negate this thing. I guess I should just negate it. Because then I can still use Trius here to pop stuff if need be. So I'm going to negate Sigrun. I don't trust it. I also like to keep Har on the board for a turn if I can. That'd be really neat. That would be neat, because I do... This is a dark. I have level 1 light tuners. Nice to just have a little synchro action in case you ever need it. You know, that sort of thing. So, what do you got? Seish summons another Valkyrie from the deck. Ooh. Get Virt. Virte, you say? Okay. So this is the one that lets you excavate more cards. I mean, you're going for something. You are going for a wee bit of something, that's for sure. Well, I don't see you getting around higher at the moment. So, end of the main phase, activate Trias' effect. Let's go ahead and bring this thing out. I can summon this by attributing any number of fairies, up to 3. And then this comes to the board. And because I attributed 2 cards, I get to pop a card. So, let's pop... Let's see, if I pop this... Nah, I'd rather get it in perm. I don't trust it. I don't trust your imperms, sir. Not as far as I can throw them. Battle phase, you say? You got an honest in your hand? Mischief! What? Okay. That was an odd use of Mischief of the Time Goddess, but you do you. Oh, he just wanted to use... He wanted to use Virt's effect again. Okay, now that makes sense. Now it makes sense, except you done goofed. You done goofed, son. If you hadn't searched, that might have done literally nothing. But it would have been cool. So yeah, we'll go for Martel. He now has to ditch a card, and yeah, we're gonna plus off of this. And there's... This is what generators do. You got the field spell, and you just keep running with it. I mean, Har is just ever a present threat to my opponent. And with Martel, who have we not... We haven't seen Lopter or Hela. I guess I'll get Lopter. I'm probably not going to use him, but I'll get him anyway. I'll get him to get him. Let's put it that way. Okay, Monster Reborn. I could negate, but I'm actually curious as to what my opponent's up to. Alright, Sigrun. This will summon another Valkyrie from the deck. Curious as to which one. There's a few options. Seish again. And this will summon yet another monster from the deck. Okay. I'm more annoyed the fact that he never, like, go after my Waken the Dragon, though. That's the thing I wanted to get. That would have been cool. Then Drite again. You can't use Mischief again, right? I don't think you can use Mischief twice in one turn. Boonf. Control Valkyrie, send a spell trap deck to the grave. Cool. Alright. I think this works. Possibly. No! Not relinquished anima! Well, I mean... I don't need to negate that. Can you even equip these? I guess you can. But would they get destroyed in the end phase? That I don't know. Alright. Alright, I'm interested. I'm committed now that I've allowed my opponent to just do his own thing. Ride of the Valkyrie. Get another Mischief. Okay, it's not the end of the battle phase anymore, though, so you can't use that, right? Pretty sure he can't do that. What he's more likely to do is go for Moon of the Closed Heaven. Gonna attempt to link off my stuff. Well, okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll finally use Har's effect. You really wanted me to do that, so I did it. Alright. I mean, really, I'm trying to go for one Chaos Angel. Is that asking so much? I allowed you to do a lot of things, sir. I mean, you're gonna go for Saryuja. No. You've done enough. I really wanted to go for that Chaos Angel, but I couldn't allow that one. Alright. Well, I think that'll do it for Generator today, folks. A lot of very quick duels, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. So, yeah, I'm okay with the duels being quick today. You know, normally they go to like turn 10 or something, because I like to let my opponent and me both do stuff, you know? That's just kind of how I am. I'm just like, I want to let, you know, both players do stuff. So, let's go for the end screen. We'll talk more about this deck here. Alright, everybody, so Generator, Secret Boss Monster. It seems weird to call this a 4-0, because it doesn't really feel like a 4-0 sort of deck. I think, honestly, I got one of those days where a lot of the people playing casual in ED Pro were actually playing casual decks. That's the thing about EDO Pro. Some days you get the casual people. Some days you get the people who are just a bunch of tryhard folk. You know, all depends. It's like playing Master Duel, but like the rankings you get are randomized or something like that. It's kind of like that. So, you know, it's nice to play Generators finally. I never thought I'd enjoy playing them, but here we are. We're playing them, and they well, actually kind of enjoyable to play. Not gonna lie. You know, summon out hard, just interrupt your opponent, trim it off those tokens, stop your opponent from doing stuff. Good old Vara helps you set up your board. You got good old Martel searching. You got Utgarda can banish stuff. Needhog rarely does things, but you can negate summons and stuff, and Hella revives monsters from the grave. Good old Lopter. He's one of our main boys. He just tributed himself to summon anybody. That's his whole thing. So we didn't get to see like every single thing this deck can do. We saw a lot of what this deck can do. You know, between Har and Vala and Utgard and things of that nature. Kuriboh level 9. He didn't really get to shine as much, but there was always the potential. Especially against that Anima guy. He really showing up right there. So, you know, level 9, he did his job. He services as a very weird kind of hand trap sort of monster. Is how I would call level 9. You know, he's really good against spell heavy decks. That's what he's about. Otherwise, he's just kind of weird. But that's nice to see him actually do something. It would have been nice though if he just survived the turn. But the minute my opponent saw level 9, they were like, nope, get out of here. That's what they say. So let's go ahead for, you know, the usual stuff. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to like the like button. Consider subscribing if you want to help the channel get growing bigger and bigger. Join us on the Discord if you're interested. We got a little Discord channel. We discuss like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever people want to put on there, and just chat with folk, that sort of thing. Share your favorite moments of Yu-Gi-Oh, that sort of deal. And so here's the deck list. Give this deck a shot. You'll have yourself a good time. So for the main deck, we got 2 copies of Har for our main negation and stuff. We got 3 copies of Vala because she helps us build our boards. 1 copy of Martel because we can loop Martel and that sort of thing. You know, 1 is just fine. You can go 2 if you want, but I find 1 is fine. 1 copy of Utgarda for banishing my opponent's stuff. 1 Needhog to negate inherent summons. 1 copy of Trius because we summon a bunch of tokens off our field spell. And, you know, a lot of these guys are fairies anyway, so there you go. I say there's only like 1 fairy. We give a level 9's fairy. But we got, Trius. It can pop stuff. It can draw you more cards. And it's pretty nice. We got 1 copy of Hela to revive monsters from the grave. 2 copies of Kuriboh 9. Originally, I was going for 3, but I found 3 was a little bit too much, considering, you know, what level 9 actually does. So 2, I find, is plenty. 3 copies of Fenrir is like a... 1 part's thematic, because these guys are Norskin in terms of their theming. You know, they're based loosely on Norse mythology and all that good stuff. So Fenrir, it makes sense, but it's also like a decent monster just to put on the board. It thins itself out on its own. It can banish things. Good card all around. 3 copies of Lopter the Shadow, because this guy can distribute himself off to just, you know, summon out any generator you happen to be needing. And it does make all your generator monsters gain attack during the opponent's turn. So it turns all your tokens into big beat sticks. Again, it's only on your opponent's turn, but it stops your opponent from just running them over. 3 copies of Effect Veiler as our hand trap monster number 2. Not only does it negate monsters, but it's also a tuner. And that allows us to go into some level 10 action. 2 copies of Triple Tactical Talents in case of Ash Blossom and the like. 2 copies of Kuchikiri Curse, stitching a level 9 monster of whatever stripe, drawing 2 more cards. We got Foolish Burial, sending a monster to the graveyard just to, you know, get him out of the deck, combines with Monster Born. Kind of like a little side tech, honestly, a little side combo here to summon out whatever monster we happen to need. 3 copies of World Legacy's Monstrosity, because this is a really powerful card. Summons any level 9 from the hand, or 2 from the deck. Just go into your Exceeds plays, what have you. 1 Called by the Grave, again for Ash Blossom counters and the like. Triple Generator boss stage, because it's literally the heart and soul of the deck. You can't play without the darn thing. Even though we kind of did at times. So, you know, boss stage, it takes your deck from 0 to 100 real quick. You want to have this thing on the board. Triple Imperm if you happen to be going second. You know, you want to have some kind of option for going second. And Imperm is just an all-around good card for that. 2 copies of Waking the Dragon as my spicy little tech to counter Harpy's Feather Duster and the like. Your opponent nukes your back row, nukes your generator boss stage, or what have you may. And you can just summon out whatever extra deck monster you want. You can play whatever you want for this thing. I got my text. You can play whatever text you like. And then 1 copy of Generator Boss Fight as not only a card to get ourselves more field spell, which I just realized I forgot to put Terraforming in this deck. Whoops. I forgot. I forgot the terraforming. Oh no. Please don't judge me for that one. Okay, terraforming is in here somewhere. But also we have Generator boss fight, which lets you get your field spell and forces your opponent to draw a card, therefore activating the field spell. It's very good. Then, of course, for our extra deck, we have things like Red Eye's Dark Dragoon and the Last Sword from the Planet as our targets for our Awaken the Dragon. Again, this can be literally anything you want it to be. Yeah, you can summon Phoenix Enforcer. You can summon, I don't know, one of the Crystal Wing Dragons. Anything that doesn't have a limitation on how it is summoned can be summoned off Waking the Dragons. So go wild with it. But these are the choices I go for, just like generic Omni Negate and really annoying boss, to guy who forces your opponent to never summon anything. So that's what I went for. We have one Chaos Angel. Because it's a level 10 Synchro, we have a level 1 Tuner, and we happen to have Dark monsters in the deck. And Light monsters. Either or. We have one copy of AA Zeus and a Typhon. Because we do play off our Xyz monsters. It's nice to have big, beefy Xyz monsters to clear board, stop my opponent from doing certain things, that sort of deal. One Earth Slicer, just in case my opponent has like things I need to destroy on the board. I can detach materials, target and destroy that many cards, so I detach. So, you know, detach 2 materials, pop 2 cards. There you go. One copy of Phantom Fortress Enter Blothnir as a very diverse banishing of my opponent's stuff. The card they control, something from their hand, something from the grave, something from the top of their deck, that sort of thing. If my opponent's putting specific things on top of the deck, that's good. So a card with a lot of different uses. One copy of Sacred Tree Beast Hyperiton, which has a, you know, it's got its negates and things. You can attach more materials to itself, etc., etc. The longer it's on the board, the better. 2 copies of Levation and 2 copies of Jormungandr, because, you know, Levation, his whole point, other than weaken my opponent, which he does also do, is to float into Jormungandr and steal my opponent's stuff. That's the whole idea of this guy. So that's what you want to do. You want to have 2 of this, 2 of that. I wouldn't go 3 because that's a little excessive and that just takes away room for other techs. But you definitely want at least 2 of this dude, 2 of Jormungandr. Steal your opponent's stuff. Keep forcing them to give them your stuff. That sort of thing. We have 1 copy of Unworld Gods, the Closed World, which is really here if things get to a weird grind game. You have like a whole bunch of main deck monsters on the board. Obviously the tokens don't work for this, but that's why you have all the links as well. So it really depends on where it goes, but it's always good to have 1 card to out big unstoppable boss monsters. We also have Nightmare's Unicorn and Masqueraders like generic links, but you know, if push comes to shove, can be used as materials to make Underworld Gods of the Closed World if you needed to. Now, as for the side deck, if you want another Wing Kuriboh level 9, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying 3 is probably a bit too much. 2 Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster yourself. If you find your opponent's playing a lot of back row stuff, a lot of floodgates and things, even though ban lists are getting rid of all the floodgates nowadays, but there's still floodgates aplenty. So if you find yourself needing to do that, Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, you might want this card. I don't know. I mean, maybe you want Terraforming. I don't know. But there's also things like Evenly Matched. To just, if you're going second more than you'd like to go, this is a nice card to just blanket wipe all the cards your opponent controls, save the 1. So Evenly Matched is an option if you want to play a couple copies of that over like Waking the Dragon example. There's also Tyrant's Throes, which is a very high risk, high reward card in this deck. Because you can tribute to your, well, you can't tribute tokens. Never mind. I didn't read that card. Forget these cards are here. Forget that man's there. Skill Drain is a high risk, high reward card of the deck. Because by paying 1,000, you negate the effect of all monsters while they're face up on the field. But, you know, the effects can be activated, what have you. So if you have Har on the board already, you have a whole bunch of monsters on the board, then this is just going to say, hey, your monsters get all their attack. They don't need to have their effects on the board and whatnot. Your opponent loses all their effects. So depending on the opponent, Skill Drain can be useful. It just really depends on what you want out of it. So that's our Generator deck, everybody. Hope you did enjoy. Next video, definitely gonna have alter back. We're doing something new where we alternate weeks now instead of like videos, you know, something like that. So I think Alchemist was saying something about having a Machina deck. We'll see how that goes. And so I'm not sure what the next video is gonna be about, but we'll see. I'm sure it's gonna be something neat. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, everybody, your boy Memphis is signing out. I got Hound Dog right here. He wants to leave. He wants to go for a walk. So I'm gonna go do that. So George, let's get going. So everybody at home, thanks for watching. Your boy Memphis signing out. Until next time, y'all stay safe and happy. And you have a good one. Take care.